This is about, before I even start the video, everything did go well. It's just, it was very, it was surreal. It was very, pricey. So before this even started, and this is why, I don't like going outside or driving, because it's too expensive. And, like, especially the car stuff, like, to get that repaired, it's too expensive. And, so before that, the reason I did do this is because, I had to get my oil changed, because it was due, and, that was almost $50. And, so then, I went to the Jiffy Lube for a tire rotation. And then, when I got there, the guy, he took my keys, and then he made me go in a small room with other people. And there's like a giant window, you could see all the cars. And, I remember the news, too. There's a small TV, and it was playing the news, and they were talking about the drought, the extreme heat, and like there was a hurricane somewhere, I can't remember where. Then they talked about Trump. Then the guy who took my car, he took me to the car, and he told me like the car needs new lug nuts for the wheels. Then he recommended I go to the Car Quest next down the street. So alright, I put it on my Google Maps, and when I went to the Car Quest, I went in, and then like the guy asked for my brand of car, and I told him it, and like he said like that's two different brands, and I was confused. So then he went outside and he saw what car I had. And then he recommended me the bolts, but then he told me like this is all I have, and if you want more, you're gonna have to go to Advanced Auto Parts. So, and then but the good thing is, he said like there's one right next door, and there was, and do you know how much these lug nuts cost at Car Quest? There was a lot, but he said like they were short though, but I guess, but $70. Almost $70. And I have the receipt, it's $69.96. So, I went to the Advanced Auto next door, and then I went in. It was easier this time because I just took the lug nuts in to show the guy in the Advanced Auto what I needed, and then he said this is all like it's pretty much like there's like a shortage or something like or whatever, and like this is all he had, and then like it was either because I have two receipts, I can't remember which is which. It was either $23.18 for these lug nuts or $30.91 for these lug nuts. So then I paid that, and then he actually said like the guy in the Advanced Auto Parts, he said he'd call the Advanced Auto Parts in this area, and then he told me the address to that area so I could get the lug nuts. So alright, I put it in my maps, and then I went to the Advanced Auto, and you know what I mean, and then like I brought one of the packs in of the lug nuts, and he was, and then like that, it was easier that time. Then I got another pack. He didn't have much though, but and then it was either $30.91 or $23 or $18. Do you know how much all that in total is? It was $120 for the lug nuts. Yep, $120. But that's the Biden economy, and that's why I don't like going outside or driving. Then I went back to the Jiffy Lube, and then then he said, like, he can't do it because, like, they have to be put on the tires. So then he told me to go to this tire place next door. So then I went to this tire place next door, and then they put it on, and then I went back to the Jiffy Lube next door, and then I waited in the room for the tire rotation, and then it was done. And then when it was done, he took me back to the car, he showed me how much it was, and he recommended something else to do with the tires, but it was cheap, so I said, alright, let's do it. And then I went back in the small room, I waited. It felt very apocalyptic, but then, I went in back to him when it was all done, and do you know how much all this was? $60.98. So if we add it was about $120 for the Lugnuts, and we add the Jiffy Lube tire rotation on top of that, it's $180. And if we add the oil change on it, that would be it's about $230, I think, dollars. Just for the Lugnuts, just think about, let it sink in. This was $120, and that's why I don't like going outside or driving. It's too expensive in this Biden's economy. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that.